are what are they called? The packages. The packages that I'm gonna be talking about are recently they have been used for a bypass, and Tech found it. So this guy and I found the bypass, although he kind of sucked proving it. But yeah, so I'm gonna show you how to find it and then how to prove it. Essentially, what are the packages and how do we detect the packages? For that, I'm going to show you the finding of it. So let me see where I have it. The detect loaded. I think he did not load it, but I hope he did. Where are the proofs? We have all of that here, and yeah, okay, he did not. I think we just DM'd him about it. What was found with these bypass, with text bypass? Hello, guys. Go here, then we go. Okay, so you recorded his screen share, and I'm gonna show you the most important parts from the screen share. So I asked him to, and wait, I think I have this guy on. Okay, hello. So here, as you can see, he is using Velociraptor, but that's not what you're here for. So here you see there are several packages in the background activity moderator. So let me screenshot this, and I'm gonna explain what those mean for this time. So these are the packages that you can find in BAM, in registry. You can also find it in DPS. So I'm gonna show you in System Informer. The essential part here is that all of those, and what the fuck? Okay, so all of those packages mean something, and this shows that what activity was done on the computer. Let's review this. First of all, we have Minecraft Java Edition. This means that Minecraft Java was started. Then UP screen sketch for the CMD. That should be terminal. Okay. Windows terminal means that CMD was started. Terminal without administrator privileges. So it's just this. This means that Windows terminal was started. Notepad means that Notepad was opened. Scene music means that scene music was accessed. Start menu experience host means that some of those widgets were accessed, and so on and so forth. Would like to direct your attention to the format of those columns. As you can see, none of those columns have a path, they don't have a .exe identifier, they are not executables, they don't show the extensions. That is because those are informative packages. Packages are located in the data directory. Packages. And there are other directories. So update local packages are the main packages that you're gonna view. This is how you can preview those packages being accessed. For example, we have many other packages over here. So you have tools to reduce up runtime and stuff like that. What you can do through those packages is that you can create your own package using System Informer, which I believe is run as a package. You do this, select the executable. This is the System Informer way. However, there's also a script that can run this through PowerShell. I'm also gonna show you that. And you're met with a lot of packages. For example, the Xbox, well, like even the Unicode packages. For example, the Microsoft Language Experience Host, which is my own language. You also have many other packages, and you can select which one you want to run it through. However, you have to make it be least obvious. So let's search and apply. Let's apply app installer, for example, desktop app installer, and then you have, okay, this application is now executed as a package. And you'll notice how in Prefetch, when we open Prefetch, you don't see it here. I mean, let me refresh this. Yeah, there is no, okay, there is join trace here. However, this can be set as a CMD. What the bypass revolves through and how it works is that, okay, so what they can do, what the bypass can work with, wait, what this is. Okay, you should rejoin. Do this. So essentially, here is either. So essentially, those packages are now logged in the background activity motor exit, as well as other evidences. So for example, we go to DPS. Why DPS? Let's just go to the BAM itself. So cd is this one. Let's see. Has somebody ever? No, they have not sent me. Where is it? So we have BAM, and that is background activity moderator. So if we execute this, you're gonna see something very interesting about the execution. That's what we're gonna be discussing now. Is it, no, I don't think so. If the file is assigned, then yes, but because it is a package, it should not show anything at all. So this is not going to show anything on the, yeah, see? See? So we have all of those packages, but there is no journal trace as a package. Let me see. So we have these, Windows Terminal, Desktop App Installer. As you can see, these do not log journal trace itself, the executable. It only logged the package, as you can see here. This doesn't have journal trace itself, so journal trace is here, but it's not from today. It was 2 days ago. So that's, yes, so that's the package that they can use to bypass, especially if they somehow used that to schedule a CMD or turn CMD into a package, because that way, in that case, then it is going to generate conhost logs, but that won't be logged in Prefetch itself. So essentially, this is another way of bypassing registry and bypassing Prefetch. Oh my god, stop complaining. Is this guy? Okay. So we have DPS in this case, and we're gonna be checking if that logs in DPS at all. Which I assume that it will, because tool trace.exe. But it's not the same way as you can see here. It is logged a different way. It is logged under a package. This means that you are not going to be able to retrieve this. Yeah, somebody is recording it. So essentially, pay attention to this. Can you guys see it? So as you can see, the DPS has logged the execution. However, it doesn't log regularly. like you would like it to, it logs under the package. If you see that package has the .exe and executable, or execution, what the fuck is this? Execution, it is most likely that they used a package. Not most likely, it is most definitely a fact that they used a package. The way you also detect this is that, let's go back to this journaltrace.exe. The way you also detect this is that, as you can see, that we have two journal traces. However, one has a size of 24 kilobytes, the other one has a size of 33 kilobytes. Let's execute this and see which one is gonna update. And as you can see now, we have the actual size of journal trace. Although I believe that it is not gonna be logged into the prefetch itself, because people use task scheduler to schedule a package. They can also, as you can see, the packages in BAM, this is how they bypass the essential squeezer. One of the ways that you would detect task scheduled applications is through BAM. You detect them through BAM because they always are logged into background activity moderator. However, if they schedule a PowerShell script to run on startup, they can schedule cmd.exe on startup, and anything executed from cmd is not going to be logged. I think I have mentioned that somewhere here. Do I? Right. So there should be somewhere I have mentioned that it's not gonna load. Okay. So here it is. So because CMD is scheduled, any cheat trace is just about justifiable to bound for. However, you will pretty much never figure out that they have scheduled CMD, because task scheduler is a very weird thing, because it often clears its own memory. As you remember, we have talked about this in the December guide. Which I think I have to find now, but anyway. So in the December guide, I have mentioned that there are several types of memory. First type of memory is static memory, which means that it never updates, it never changes. The forms of static memory is event logs, registry, prefetch, and all of those stuff. There's also low volatile data. Low volatile data means that it takes a while for it to update. There is medium volatile data and there is highly volatile data. High volatility in the file or a service process means that the traces within that process are going to be erased in the next 10 minutes or so. So one of those types of services is task scheduler. That's not hidden yet. So one of those types of processes is task scheduler. Although they don't necessarily use these, they don't necessarily use task scheduler for this bypass because it still logs in DPS. But what they can do is that they can somehow modify that. There's another thing that they use this bypass with, and I'm gonna show you. So let's open regular PowerShell. Okay? You just opened regular PowerShell. Do I have it? No, I don't. No, I don't. Okay. Global PowerShell, and then we want to create a package, for example. So let me get the PowerShell script before I show the package, so that you guys understand what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure that you're talking about the bug when CSRSS doesn't show anything. In that case, just use search indexer process. It's the same thing, essentially. So we have this string which creates a Windows Store package with a cmd.exe command. This will also execute it. However, if you put password at the end of this, so this has been executed as a package, but look what's gonna happen. Let me close PowerShell, let me open shell recent, let me go to Windows, PowerShell, and as you can see, console history did not update at all. See? So it just did not update. The reason to that is that we used the password string at the end of the command. So as you can see, this also executed as a package, so it has the icon of Windows Store. See? So because this was also executed as a package, I'm pretty sure that it is still going to be logged under BAM. It's also going to be logged under DPS. But the point is that you can execute this, go to this directory. There is also another path. So this will be logged in DPS, and as well as so this only logged as a package itself, but it's worth noting that registry is not fully bypassed. This logs in prefetch, DPS properly, as you already have it, as I've already shown it. Okay, no. So now the question is, how do we detect a password bypass from PowerShell? Because as you saw here, so let me open other package folders. There is app data, there is program data, which has most of those applications. And as you can see, there is a lot of stuff over here. Some of the ways that you detect this with is to use pstrings, which I don't have here, Windows System 30. So we have pstrings, we have directory, and then we're gonna take the package's path over here, and then we're gonna sort this with, let's say execution, or let's say .exe. They can also change the extension of the file. They can make it a DLL, they can make it something else, but let's just work with exes for now. And then we can print the output in SS1, output packages text. This is something that will be included in the future tools as well, because it is an automated scanner. And this is going to show all the exes that were probably scheduled. Besides DPS, which I believe is not the only place where you can find it, Search Indexer also works. There's also a site host, not, let's say shell. We have a lot of processes that are related to the shell experience host, which means that everything that is executed through shell is most likely gonna be logged here. Let's just say .exe. Let's say this. Here we have all the .exe executables, and then we have this as well. We're gonna find the packages themselves. As you can see, this shows a lot of packages. However, most of the even this shows most of those packages are gonna be logged in the shell experience host. Here you can see we have to find it, but let me see. Essentially we have to find it, but this can be very easy to find most of the time. Okay, something is here. So it is definitely not here, but another thing that cheat with the Butters modifier extension, the browser parameters a lot. Yes, you just have to specify like these, so that it only extracts paths. So you're gonna see what these does after this. Another thing that you can do is use Registry Explorer. However, DPS is probably the best detection for this so far. Let's say it doesn't log in DPS, then what are you gonna do? What we're gonna do after that is obviously to use Explorer. I'm here, my son. My son, okay, no. So, because the package executed as into Explorer itself, it is more likely that it's gonna be logged into Windows. What the fuck? So, more likely to be logged into Windows.exe. And yeah. There is something else. No. Nothing executed. Nothing logged. So as you can see, it's a very precise detection, although I think that Registry Explorer is going to be more likely to detect it. So far we only have DPS as evidence of execution, but it also logs into Search Indexer, it logs into anything that is related. It also logs into event logs, I believe. Yeah, Hayabusa, yeah. Final command executed in PowerShell. Hayabusa, yes, the command will be executed and sent. The thing is, don't share that here. So, he DMs me. Okay. So let's just do package. Yeah, so these just logged in PowerShell event logs. Yeah, so you just do packages and then you just do .exe, and this just showed the command itself in event logs, so you can do that. Another thing that you can do after this finishes, so as you see, there are a lot of packages. There are quite a lot of packages. And what you can do after that, event logs shows the command, it will most likely also show the executable. Another thing that we can check is, of course, WinPrefetch view. WinPrefetch view, which I don't have, of course I don't. I know I do. WinPrefetch view. All the way down here. I think there also is a package viewer here soft. There should be something, yeah, okay. There's a installed packages viewer, which I believe is not gonna show anything, but still worth a try. Okay, run anyway. Yeah, okay. So there's a lot of things. Registry time is gonna show. Desktop runtime, so those aren't the packages. Yeah, no, this is not gonna show much. However, this is still useful, because sometimes maybe you will be able to detect something with it, maybe. Because this shows a lot of executables, a lot of files, and if you just specify something else, I guess it will be able to parse, but it's not here, and let's wait this to show my video. Yes, of course, I did. That's why I asked you to record for. So, no, not your video, I just showed them not the entire video, but yeah. Execute the command, only I did. I did, yeah. Real detection, yes, I have the... Okay, it's okay. I also showed the other way, which can be used through System Informer, run as a package. See? So this is also very useful, but because we bound for System Informer, you just have to somehow manage and figure out how this is gonna work. Another thing is that, as we saw, the entire size of the generated prefetch was very different. And also saw the data exchange host was also locked, right as we executed the bypass. Here we can see that this has some package DLLs, which is not useful right now. I'm gonna find the journal trace, which was a package. Was it this? Yeah, I think it was. Was it? No, it's not this. Yeah, it's this. So this journal trace was a package. So this one was executed as a package. As you can see, it is very different. It has a very different index and very different execution. See, so this shows that the executable was executed through a package. First of all, because the file size is different, but also let's compare and see if those two have the same logs. Journal trace, we go all the way down. Do we find a package path? Do we have anything related to a package? We do not. So let me show you what I'm talking about. As you can see, here we have this path. Where is it? So we have this path. This shows which package it was executed under, right? So most of the time those things will not log in prefetch, but it's still nice to know about this. So we have this identifier, because this has package DP. And then we have the one that doesn't have it at all. This is because this one was executed properly, and the other one was executed with a package. So that's also a detection. There's also consent, can host, everything. Those things will not log package executions. Although, now what do we do if we want to detect the partial command that I executed, but it was essentially set up with the password, so it did not show in PowerShell itself. The first detection I showed you is through event logs, but let's say it is not logged in event logs, although it will always most likely be logged in event logs. What we do after that is that we check the zombie processes, first of all. We scan all of the zombie processes, and then we check a lot of things. For example, we pay attention to packages, we pay attention to canhost, because canhost is always gonna log those, wait, did I just crash it? Yeah, okay. Fuck that. So, one way is also to kernel live dump, another way is to check Registry Explorer, which I'm gonna just to demonstrate. I don't have it, of course I don't. Of course I don't. So, Registry Explorer. And obviously, jump lists. And obviously also, I believe, MFT is gonna find that too. My question is, which I believe all of you also wonder, what happens with journal trace if we execute a file as a package? First example, let's see. So let's see what happens to journal trace.exe. So it's not here, although we used it right. Journal trace.exe. So we have a lot of things to cover here. First of all, notice how this shows that it is not ours. this updates the information in Prefetch itself. Nothing is logged in user journal. Whatever happens with the file, whatever happens with the package, nothing is here. So that's another way of avoiding user journal detections. And they download it. Yeah. Let's download this. Jump lists are gonna find it because it's obviously, let me see, a package, and jump lists are very good at catching packages. Although it's gonna be very, very complicated to find this bypass without, let's say, without DPS or System Informer. Okay, finally, this has ended. This can, let me go to SS1 and let's execute the output packages. As you can see, this just showed a lot of exe files. 68,000 kilobytes of exe files. Good luck finding a bypass here. Although all of those files are very nice, because then you can scan all of those. Although there are a lot of files, so I would not recommend. Let's see if it found journal trace.txt, if it found the journal trace. Yes, it did. It also has autoclicker. It also has many other things logged normally. So that's pretty much all there is with this bypass, with these logs. But let's see what happens with Registry Explorer. Because we know that we can use bstrings, as we covered in the previous webinar. We can use bstrings on Windows System 32 config, not security software. But then we can just do journal trace.txt. This is gonna show all the journal trace logs, but let's see if this is gonna detect the package of journal trace. Okay, let's see. It only found journal trace, which is bad. Let's see if it will detect the cmd.exe. Because we also execute these with PowerShell. Let's load the hives first. Config, okay. Let's load all of those hives and then let's update other hives. As you can see, this did find dot. Oh, this is nice. This is nice. This did find cmd.exe, but it is not. Doesn't show if it was packaged or not. So that's a problem. Try typing journal trace without it at the end. Want to check something? Here. Okay. Journal trace. Oh, that's an interesting assumption. So I believe that System Informer is also gonna be able to find it, but we have to find there, right? Also, if System Informer doesn't find anything, then we can always use Magnet Process Capture. Because that way, it doesn't capture the administrative processes, but yeah. Okay. So this is going to show a lot of things. As you see here, up by the description, this shows a lot of packages. See, we have Diagnostic Data Viewer, then we have something else. Okay. Let's get back to that after. Okay, nice. PDB. PDB is very nice. Language. Properties, journal trace.exe. Okay. About PDB, by the way, this is also very nice. Because what we can do also, nice. We also can check everything with the PDB. What this does is that you know that some executables and some bypasses have PDB in their memory. I'm also gonna cover that in this webinar. So, let me load software. Let's see. See, so this shows a lot of stuff. So there is a bypass that has a journal trace, like, for example, this one is a custom built executable. That's why this says in Spanish, because it was made by Spoke. So if we find another bypass that was executed, then this is gonna show it, because it read the contents of it. The rest is, yeah, normal. So PDV is also very nice to look for. Hello, Spoke. Oh, he's here. Nice. Really? Then I have no idea. Computador. So yes, it was, yeah, so system is in Spanish, then I guess it is. That's why it was debugged. So otherwise, everything downloads. Yes, I know. Yes, okay. Okay, that's not the point. This guy is Spanish. He doesn't understand them, ban him. Ban this guy. Previous 7 days. Other has no profile picture and no username. Okay. So let's load all of the other hives. Security. Wait, how does this guy? By the way, Spoke, you should not. Okay, just gave himself Flawless Blast. This is so bad. I'm gonna tell you that do not make it full. That incorporates all of those methods that I just talked about. Don't make it full. I'm gonna ban you, like actually. Okay. Do you understand? Do you understand? Yes. Okay. Sure. Okay, let me ban him now. No, because those methods and those approaches are usually kept private for a good reason. So let's go to bookmarks, available bookmarks. Or let's just go to Control F and then just do, let's just say journal trace.exe, because it's an executable. We can make regex that is able to detect the packages, but he's also. So here we have several values. Yeah, it's gonna be app compat and all the other stuff. So in here, then we have to find something useful. So let's review all of those Windows Terminal, Windows PowerShell, and other bits. So let's do date modified or date accessed. Let's see. Does this log anything? I don't think it logged anything. Nope. It did not log anything. Pinned and recent. Okay. Connected devices. Quick access. So essentially this is supposed to log in one of those, but right now we only have not so much to rely on. So you have to use Windows Notepad, because this is a shell experience host, this is a package. By the way, if you want to review everything, more details about this log, you have to double click it and then go extra blocks information. This is gonna show what happened. You can also go the details as a string. This is gonna show what happened as well. We covered this in the previous webinar, but it's still useful. We have last right time. Let's see if this is gonna show in Registry Explorer as a package. I believe that it is not gonna show anything as a package, but we could try to. So these log as regular executions, but we have to find it in a package. So this one is obviously the package one, but doesn't show anything. Let's see what this shows. This also doesn't show anything. Leakage, yeah, this doesn't show anything. Does this show anything? No. No. Right, so it is a very hard thing to detect, apparently. But this is nice. there's also a very nice Hive diagnose applications. This will show a lot of exe files that are installed by the user. As you see, this has a lot of files. Even if I had Troy, for example, this was a test file. Even if I have a bypass or a cheat, for example, there's a chance that it's gonna log here. Okay. It's still nice. Diagnosed applications. Processes the command using that of the command kernel, yes. What does what show? All of these. Diagnosed applications show the executables that are on the device. It doesn't prove execution, but it's still there. Let's see, what is this? Internet Explorer. Why? There's also a possibility that this is gonna log into a shell. Not shell, but package. Let's just do package. No. Likely yes, but I've not tested that. So we have, what do we have? We have Shell Experience Host, Sec Host, and Diagnostic Data Viewer. We have Microsoft Store. Actually, this is probably gonna show something. Extra blocks information, jump list activity, no executions, it seems. Right, so if you see some of the packages, then I think you can review them. Extra block information, then go to details as a string, go all the way down. This is just wallpaper crash log. Let's see, what do we have? We have nothing. We also have those blank pages that we can also review. Okay. Yeah, so nothing has logged so far. Yeah, we do have the command, and I think that you said files that are on disk. Yes, but it's a registry trace, so now let's see what happened in registry under packages. I believe that user settings, wait, yeah, that's just there. Yeah, okay. This is nothing. Cache, Windows installer. Double click on these, we can go to and check what this is. I think that those packages have a specific trace packet. Okay, this is also something interesting. But yeah, let's see. So we barely have anything, to be honest, besides the execution. Keep in mind that although this is a package, and although this is executed as a package, if they run a cheat file, then it's obviously gonna log as a normal execution. So if they run a cheat file, then it's gonna be logged as a normal execution. If they... I think it's not BFS and BFE. I think those stuff are gonna show it. It's gonna be logged in prefetch. It's not gonna be logged in DPS. It's also not gonna be logged in but there are still ways to detect the execution. So in this case, we have a PDB. I'm gonna say this, because I'm gonna talk about this later. So how else do we detect those besides the obvious package, the obvious DPS packages? It's very simple. We can use text input host, for example. We can also use other hosts. We can use a search indexer. The search indexer has a lot of things not saved, but we can also use kernel live dump. We can dump all the processes. We can dump every other thing to no trace. In this case, what do you love? Why do you love what the text input host can show? I like it because it was the first thing. So this shows logs, for example, scripts, all this is also a package. That's nice. So this shows scripts or executions that were done through a script, sometimes. This can also show the command that we used. For example, I think password is gonna be logged here. No, it's not. Let's say they use a command in CMD. This is the first thing I used to detect a late bypass, by the way. That's why I started using it more often. Because it's gonna show the commands of the used commands in here most of the time, or just sometimes. And I believe that packages. Let me see. I believe that packages are also gonna be logged here. I just filtered for this. Filter for these. Okay, yeah, params is also a reasonable assumption. No, it's not gonna be there. There's also memory compression. Visual logs a lot more than that, but I don't think I can access it because I don't have kernel. So let me do. Where's my? So okay. So we have established that the detection of these bypass is possible through TPS. It is most likely also possible through PTS and Impasha. Actually, there's no best way for that. Windows doesn't physically allow you to do that. But let me say something. It's not that they disappear. Windows just doesn't allow you to do that. It's obviously. So the partial is obviously prefetch, not prefetch, I mean event logs. Let's see. Where's the packages? Okay. Do this. Oh, the best part about this is that. Wow, the best part about this. I know. The best part about this is that this command becomes more useful again. The thing that everybody was shitting on is now more useful than anything else because it's gonna show the packages. That's so funny, actually. It's actually so funny, you know. So this becomes useful again. Although nobody is gonna use it, the bypass I mean, this is yet again very useful. I'm very glad that I still use it. So let me do this. Let's search for the bypass in Explorer and see how it's gonna look. It is obviously not gonna log as a path, because it is not a path. It is a package. So every other method is gonna become useless. Oh, okay. Okay. So this shows the package itself. This is gonna show anything else. No. So the packages are gonna be there, but in Explorer it did not log as an execution. So it also bypassed a process. So that's interesting. SI host probably finds it. Or it does not. Text input probably finds it. Or it does not. Okay, that's very interesting. What we could do is, what is this? Text input, what is this? Okay, this is more useful. Ah, that's interesting. Yes, this text input means that sometimes it's gonna show the scripts, but what can we use? Okay, let's just use search indexer. Yes, I've not used this in a while. Why do people learn? A lot of things. Do you see it showing up anywhere? So it bypasses prefetch, bypasses BAM, bypasses registry, bypasses. The only thing that we have found so far of its execution proof is DPS.
But I mean, again, we have like kernel and
Yeah, we also have kernel. I should have done that first.
kernel and how is it called? The
Yeah.
like rules. If we just use Hayabusa and search for packages, probably we'll find the whole script run in there too.
I think this is also useful. Is it? They should also. Okay, this is. I think this is also very useful. But let me see. So these are object identifiers. Therefore, we are looking for door not trace. So this does show packages, but oh, I know something. So it doesn't have it here, but Windows apps. Let's go to OpenPath. Okay, this is nice. Windows applications. Do we have anything? This is also interesting, but yeah. Let me see. What is the package name? App installer. Okay. Technically, we can also search it here, and then we have. It's not gonna. I don't think this is gonna show anything, but let's see. So we have app repository packages, and then we have Windows apps, which show nothing. Or does it? No, it shows nothing. Okay. That's fine, I guess. We could probably use registry. Just for that. See. So let me close these. Actually, not close this. So I might use this eventually. So let's see what else can we use. We can obviously use the process capture, but it's just... So we have to make a regex, which I think I know how we can do that. Let's use ChatGPT. Make me a regular expression. Expression for packages in this format, but ending or including the word .exe. I think this is gonna work. Is it? Let's see. So let's see TPS, because it has to work here. If it is a useful regex, no, it's not. Their regex must detect everything like this. Not word by word, but format. So let's see. Okay. Is it gonna work? I don't think so, but okay, that's nice. Yeah, this is nice actually. This is why we can't plan for it. But it's useful. Okay. Regex is here. Doesn't have to be exe, but it's still useful. Let's remove the exclamation mark and limiter. Do this and let's experiment with this on what? What else works as? Oh, actually, Actually, I think this is gonna work. I hope. Maybe. No, it was not. It was nothing. Okay. Registry? Yeah. Okay, I don't have administrator. It could be my issue because I don't have kernel, but it's fine. So let's just move on to the other topic, the new topic. Because you already know that packages can be used and just detected through UPS. So you're probably gonna come up with a better detection than that, because it can be detected through kernel as well, but it's just whatever.
I mean, you can do it in like seconds actually. Just one quick thing to everyone that doesn't know that. Press on the taskbar and like open Task Manager and search up for system. Okay, type on just the system thing, system process. There we go. Yeah, with the right click. And there we go. Create live dump memory file. And full. Go up, create live dump. It's the 5th from the bottom.
But it's the same from the both sides. Okay.
Yeah,
so we can do the kernel live dump. Okay, that's nice.
And then full live dump, and it does it like in seconds. If you do it on...
Okay. Is it in a blue screen? Like, okay, that's
there we
go. Okay, open file location. Let me do this. 1 million. Okay. 1 million kilobytes. Okay. Task manager. This is nice, actually. This path, because we can also use B strings. I'm pretty sure that. Okay. Yeah, you can just use B strings for these. Let me copy this as a path. So we can just do B strings. Okay, what the fuck? B strings. File. We can do this. We can do ls. We can do let's do this. Because that's what we are looking for. And then we do. Let me put this in here. There we go. Oh, actually, I should add silencer S. Then we do this. S makes it so that it parses everything faster. How would I use that? Package family name? Yeah, that also works. How would you use that? That's a... Did you just ask how would you use that? How would you use kernel live dump? It's a kernel live dump. Are you stupid? What the fuck? Oh my god, this guy's dumb. I thought this guy was the best.
Like, how did they find that out?
How would you normal SS? Oh,
I mean, you just... I mean, it's pretty simple. Again, what he's saying is that if you don't have evidence of execution of file in other ways, well, basically kernel live dump, it's mostly used for stuff that gets executed from CMD or from PowerShell, because it basically logs most of the time the full script or command that got executed. So, for example, in a lot of the stupid things that goes right now, the process holoing or p injection fileless commands and scripts that right now are.
This guy has never seen my kernel live. I think I have it in the archive. Have you ever seen the thing that I? Okay.
Yeah, that's basically it. You just do a kernel live dump, and then in there you search for keywords like Sherlock is showing as of right now. So, for example,
I'm not gonna show it anymore. He said shut up. I'm not gonna show him anymore.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. See, I stopped talking too. Okay, he's listening. He's listening. No, Ice finished. Ice finished. What keywords? He doesn't know what keywords because I have the keywords. Fucking Marlboro.
Depends on what you're searching. Come on, bro. Tech. Depends on what you're searching.
Yeah, I was searching for the kernel live. Yeah, it depends on what you're... Oh, what the fuck? This was so fast. This is so nice. Okay. Wait, guys. I think this is the best thing there is. So 19 we have... Oh, I think this is gonna detect it.
Of course it's gonna detect it.
Oh my god, it detected it, Jonah Trace. Oh my god.
Yeah.
No,
That's
nice.
why I said we already
Who
have
taught you that
all the
method?
detections.
Taught
I
you this
found it out
method?
myself.
Must be some sexy person, some.
I
You just
mean,
say
I
you
am.
figured it out yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, 1 second, just to finish what I was telling to Tak and to everyone else, maybe.
Don't do that. Don't tell him. Oh, okay, come on. Okay.
He's gonna continue spamming the chat, you know that, right?
Oh, wait, please. Oh, hello. Hello. Yeah, okay. Yeah, if you can tell him everything, you know. Come on, tell him. Talk to him.
Oh, you want me to tell him? Yeah, so basically, that's the thing. When you execute something on CMD or on PowerShell, usually it gets detected through kernel live dump, because kernel live dump does save the full command, the full script that gets executed in there. And so it's really useful, for example, in this case, because it just gives you the full, how's it called? The full command that was executed. What do I mean by keyword when I say search and filter for keywords? A keyword can be this one, for example, package family name, when I'm searching for packages, or just packages can... For example, .exe, or for example, how's it called? Invoke request or PowerShell, stuff like that. And you just find the command.
Tak, thank you, Ice, but Tak, is this the first time you heard of kernel live dump methods? Is this like the first time you have even 6 months ago? What the fuck? Yeah, that's what I'm talking. Yeah, exactly. Oh wait, wait. Wow, okay. Never used it. Wow, okay. Yep. Okay. Did you just say you never used it? Wow, that's so bad. So the other thing, let me go here. So I'm gonna show you, I never used it, USB strings and trying to find the PowerShell command really quick. Kernel live dump is gonna show it, yes, actually. We're gonna do the... Can you do it? Yes, of course. Your wish is my command, my retarded friend. So I aid the special needs people because I'm so generous and stuff. It's like, it's not like you can do it yourself, it's not... You have to make me do it because I'm the one using the command, right? So that was a... Do you remember the command? Brother, have you dumped? Yeah, you're right. Do you remember the command?
Who, me?
You asked me to. SO. Oh my god, that's not the command. What the fuck, dude? I mean the PowerShell command.
Oh, I have it. Just search for this thing.
Yeah,
and you will just find it in the
package family name. Oh, right.
Yeah, just search for that, and you will find the full command in kernel live dump.
Yeah, thank you.
No
so this is very nice because okay. So I'm gonna move on to the other method that I'm gonna. I found it out like yesterday, like last night. We're gonna go to LagPixel. Yeah, it's lagging so much. But the reason is that I have discovered something very funny. So the Russian friends of ours asked me to screenshot somebody yesterday. And I have no idea what I was doing. I had no idea because it was a 1.12 bypass, some weird injection into JavaW. So the way what I found out was that when you inject what did I say? Steam. When you inject something into JavaW, let's say, and we go to, so we have JavaW, we go here. I figured that there is a better way of go to modules, load the module, and we have to find a DLL. which I don't have, but how about I inject journal trace? Do we have the exe now? Yeah, okay. Wait, no, it's not JW. Journal, okay. Did it inject? Am I journal now? Okay. So I need the DLL for this, but here's something. What I figured is that in handles, when you go to handles and you sort by granted access, you are able to read faculty method in this kind of shit for exit partnership. What the fuck? That also works. So let me do. So here's the thing. Wait, listen. When you go to handles of a process, you are able to see what happened on the system or within the process itself. We have terminated unnamed thread, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, something just got terminated. And then you are met with the packages that were for example .exe files. And it's gonna show a lot of information about the operation that we have right now here. Then you go to modules, and then the modules, or the threads, you sort by the start address. In start address you're gonna have a lot of DLLs. If you double click one of those, it's gonna basically read the contents of it. But then you are gonna be able to check the priority of the DLLs. For example, in this case, I crashed, I say just go to threads, or just go to handles. Handles are gonna show you what happened to the process or what the process has undergone. For example, if I go to the DPS process and go to handles, then you're gonna see that there's nothing much with these handles. You're gonna see that it's just a handle, it's just a process. And then it also shows that it terminated some threads, stuff like that. Let's go back to the JavaW. So if they have the cheat injected, what you can do is sort everything by the paths. Because it also has the jar files. So if they are using a mod file or a mod cheat, it is obviously gonna be here. Another thing that can be here is that if they inject some DLL into this, so first of all we have to copy all of this, and just copy the name of it. So now we have the paths that you can parse. Another thing here is that if they have, for example, let's just do .exe. For example, if they have injected a DLL cheat, then that cheat is in handles is gonna show. For example, if they also hollowed something into javaw.exe, and that generated a text file, it's gonna be here. This means is that this is also gonna show you the, so it's gonna show you all of that here. It's also gonna show you where the data is being logged into. My phone that works fine on PC. Nice. So what we can do next is, what the fuck is this? Oh, hello. Sure. Hey, K-Chan. I've seen this. Okay. So here's this. Можешь все по-русски? Кратко рассказать на русском. Я говорю, что все, что ты видишь в этих хендлерах, вот этих сервисах, ты можешь найти все, что было открыто с этим файлом, и все, что оно генерировало на компьютере. Ну, я же буду показывать тот видео, который я записывал вчера. What the fuck? So there's a method, there's a screen share that I recorded yesterday, and with that screen share, I think I uploaded it to YouTube, did I? I hope I did. No, I did not. Of course I did not. Of course I did not. Like, come on. So we have this, I believe, yeah, in 29 minutes, so we could maybe manage to detect a bypass over here. So as you can see here, we are in the threads section, and then we have oracle.dll file in the threads with the highest priority. There's also something else, I believe. In the handles, we found a text file that led us to believe that it's a cheat file. So the Oracle DLL was then parsed. So I double-clicked the Oracle DLL in the handles, in the threads, and then just type something like ESP here in the strings of the memory of this file. And then you type .pdb, the thing that I just talked to you about. So the PDB is gonna show us something like this. So it was a cheat file injected into the live memory of JavaW. Yeah, that's pretty much all there was to this. So I'm probably gonna use this method somewhere in a screen share, and then I'm gonna record it and probably send it here. Yes, this is enough to ban for. Låt Samir där. Det är då Sam. I have to check the ticket. Okay. So the next thing that we're gonna be talking about is essentially the most generic methods, so that you guys have some sense of screen sharing. Let's explain how System Reformer works fully and completely. I believe that a lot of people here are new to screen sharing or are relatively medium to it. This web is going to be infinite. No. So what I'm gonna explain here is that all of the strings that you find in search, in System Informer, are going to work in other processes as well. What we call strings are essentially case-insensitive words. So here, if you filter for file, then we're gonna be met with a lot of files and paths, because this line includes the word file. Here, includes the word file. That is the same logic with every other string that we have. All of those lines, all of those columns include the word file. Because they include the word file. Wait a minute, did this just... Oh yeah, this is also nice. So there are also Unicode characters that System Informer can read, and there are those that System Informer cannot read. So for example, if you want to find Russian or Georgian characters, it won't read those, but the ones that it has already, what we explained with this example, the threads in Minecraft memory. So this is sometimes a useful thing, essentially, because if they use this into a file, then it's gonna show, but it's not irrelevant. So as I said, all of the strings... Yes, probably. Most likely, yes. Actually, yes, because on FiveM, they put all of those in the handles and tokens and threads, yes. Right. Okay, right. Okay, so you have to try harder. They also use a UNC path. UNC path, which is a localhost. Oh wait, this finished. Looking for that command, right? Oh, nice. Let's just found that command. Where is this guy? Where is the command? I don't think it did find it, but...
I mean, it depends on if it has the package file name in the thing or not.
Yeah.
In description or not, yeah. Yeah, but if you've just...
Actually, wait. Should be with this tag. No, it did not find it.
Well, you still have your kernel, how's it called? Your kernel live dump too, if you want to. You can just filter that.
Yeah, you can just do. Task manager, they use task manager. This guy gonna respond. There's a guy trying to buy a lot of Splat. I'm waiting for him to do it because we're about to finish a webinar, but it's whatever. Okay. So let's just discuss the elite loader bypass. I'm pretty sure that I can already link the bypass commands because I want to see what their next bypass is gonna be. It's very retarded, by the way. What they do is that they use... So I have discussed this with bstrings in a previous video, which is you just select a file and then you do LR and then you do UNC. What you do here is that you copy this, and that's the detection. Do you want to know why this is the detection of all of the bypasses that they have? Because they rely on a UNC path. UNC path is essentially the path that just has this path and then you just go to desktop and stuff like that. So it's a universal, I forgot what the N stands for. What does the N stand for?
I'm not sure. I don't even remember that.
Uncle? What the fuck? UNC path.
Oh, network.
Naming convention, yeah, naming convention.
Oh, no, never mind.
So, as you see here, this is one of the universal naming convention paths, because it is a local host or local network or other sort of path. So this is... Okay, wait.
To answer a straight-toggled question, why would someone schedule Task Manager? Well, it's not Task Manager, it's Task Scheduler, and the reason why...
They schedule. Another detail that they issue is that it doesn't bypass anything. It doesn't bypass anything. We've caught them for the 10th time. It's been 10 times we caught them. I'm also going to show you the first total scan that I did of the file. First total. So this is the bypass. This is the elite loader. One of the elite loaders. What they do is that they fake the signature, first of all. It's going to be Microsoft Corporation. They use sign tool to fake it. So deleting the certifications on the devices is not gonna do much. So the signer is obviously always valid from 1230. The validity of the signature is when they first set the bypass up, when they first loaded it. It starts always on the startup. It always has those relocation, resource, data. It has relocation, resource, and P data, and text. Obviously, because they also fake the signature, and sometimes they also fake the icon, but that doesn't matter. It uses process holding, yes, it uses process duplicating, I think. Yeah, it also it also uses time stomping, which, ironically, you know what's ironic? This was ironic. We release a December guide talking about time stomping. Now it's in elite mode, elite bypass. We release. Yeah, we talk about process hollowing, they use process doppelganging. We talk about remote host bypasses or UNC path, they use it in the bypass. What the fuck is that? How many times do we have to release something for somebody to turn it into a bypass, and then we get some people bypassed, and then they buy our method, and they buy our services for us to tell them this free guide detects it.
Yeah.
Because every free guide that we have detects this bypass. First of all, the UNC path over here, we have this string, and I'm gonna show you how. Cancel what? Oh, what the fuck? Okay, nice. So the point is that this is going to detect the bypass every time, everywhere. Even registry explorer is gonna find it, even something else is gonna, я прослушал начни сначала. Блять. Хорошо. Oh, блять. Хорошо. Oh, in its perms. Well, so the UNC path is gonna find all of those bypasses, it's also gonna find the cheat itself. What they use, by the way, I'm gonna show you something. Let me show you. I have to find it first, so where's this guy? Where? Okay. So we have Pandaware. Has anybody heard of Pandaware? Has anybody heard of Pandaware? No? Okay. So essentially, okay. Yes, yeah. Because that's what they rely on. This is the UNC path, which I think I should... So, this injects the hollowing here. This is the command that they use. No break, ping, timeout over here. And they turn a TLB file into a .exe file, and then the .exe file is executed. The .exe file is executed from the network drive. Network drive is gonna be executed. And those network drives is gonna be, yeah, it's an injection software. The network drive is gonna be executed through, detected through these rejects. I don't have the bypass, and I also don't want to unlock my network drive to demonstrate this. Or do I? Should I? Let me just do the network. Yeah. Can this open? Can I move my files to this? Okay. Okay. Never mind. Okay, come on. Okay, that's what I heard. Essentially, I need to play. And yet one of this guy just asked me to tell the anecdote. That's funny. That's actually fine. Essentially, that's the elite bypass. The way you detect this is that it's not gonna execute when an desk is open. So you should use Maceta by run 0 to detect it. Det värsta jag blir. Okay. That's fine. Okay. What else? So we have to demonstrate the detection. Is it possible? I can't demonstrate it, but actually I can show you the... Oh, actually, yeah, I can show you the detection that we used for them. So first of all, we used Maceta that flagged the file in System32. It cannot be executed because, again, it just doesn't execute with ndesk open. In the virus total that opens, the things you pay attention to are very simple. You go to details and then you see that it is a faked signature with Microsoft Corporation. That's the first flag that you can ban for. Another thing is resources, relocation, NP data. because resources means that something was falsely manually assigned to it. Its entropy is always above 7.5. There's another detail about this. A signature sign tool was used to sign this. Behavior. In the behavior, you go to this and you see that it uses process doppelganging. Where is it? Defense evasion, persistence, file system, process. Is there? Persistence, privilege, yeah, okay. Process injection and process doppelganging. You go to privilege escalation, you do that, and then you can down for it. Another thing is that they rely on this path, this link to download rs file, so this is vape. So the resource file, the rs file, is the cheat, the memory pattern domain is Hugging Face. So you can essentially pound if you find this. Another thing that we paid attention to is that they had this thing scheduled in Task Manager. Then what they do after this is that, as you can see, launch TM is the executable that launches Task Manager. Right? So that's gonna launch the Task Manager. If you find this, and you also find, so this is scheduled itself in Task Scheduler. If you also find, where is it? Updater. WindowsR. You know WindowsR, you do this, and you find Updater. This is a part of the bypass, by the way. I think it's because when they open this, something shows up, and then they have to close it. But this is a part of the bypass. If you find Updater, Task Manager in Task Scheduler, and then you also find these files, these types of files, that's a little loader. Another detail about that is that you can use these rejects in System Informer, pretty much every process, to catch the network drive. If they have network drive, then you can also find the execution, then yeah, you can download. There's more details, there are more details to this that we have to pay attention to if you want to detect this. Can I give Cancel to see if you can hear? Can't find anything. Cancel can't hear. Okay, wait, why? Why though? Maybe it's because, why? Ask him to rejoin. Wait. He's not server muted though. Okay. I guess he has to rejoin. I have no idea why he can't hear. He's supposed to have the pumps. Oh, hello. Oh wait, what? He has himself deafened. Okay. Nice. Okay. So that's the detection of Elite Loader. It's nothing much. It's just an exe, so you just have to find the faked signature. The faked signature is also gonna be detected through the path parser. It is also gonna be detected to what role did you give him? Okay, never do this again. Okay. He was muted. Okay. Don't do that again. Okay, would think that it okay, give him loads plus, but essentially, that's just don't do that again, I'm telling you. I'm gonna be very mad if you do that again. So that's pretty much it for the Elite Loader. Okay, wait.